Now that James Comey has been indicted, who is the next person on your list in this retribution?
It's not a list, but I think there'll be others. I mean, they're corrupt. These were corrupt, radical left Democrats. Because Comey essentially he's worse than a Democrat. I would say the Democrats are better than Comey. They weaponized the Justice Department like nobody in history. What they've done is terrible. And so I hope there are others, because you can't let this happen to a country.
So they weaponized the justice system, he says, in response to a question about how just days after he tweeted that Jim Comey should be indicted, he is in fact indicted. An interesting little irony there, of course. By the way, I'm not a huge fan of the media anymore. I know most are trying their best, but why does the media just constantly needle him to do more fashy stuff every day? Like whether it's him walking across the lawn or him like in a White House press conference, they're just like, hey, you're gonna ban George Soros now? Hey, what about the Democrats? Are they Antifa? You're gonna ban them? They're all just like needling him to accelerate America's dark descent. Not a big fan of that, but Trump did get what he wanted. Pam Bondi, regardless of whatever reservations she might have, supposedly, didn't stop it. And Comey has now been indicted. That's what Donald Trump wanted. They were going after him on 3 charges. He was indicted on 2, proving that whole you can indict a ham sandwich thing. And Trump wasn't just like going out on a little victory tour on the White House green. He's been messaging constantly about this with stuff like this: justice in America. That he's indicted one of his political opponents who bothered him 8 years ago, and he will never be able to move on. He says he was indicted, blah, 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 various illegal and unlawful acts. We will see about that. Blah, 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 make America great again. I just want to remind everyone, just for history's sake, it used to be the case, even in recent years, that the DOJ was relatively independent from the White House. That is how you got a thing like under Joe Biden, where Merrick Garland's just like twiddling his thumbs and thinking about Donald Trump for 2.5 years or whatever, because Biden didn't want even the perception that he was meddling in any of this, even though Trump committed all of his crimes in full plain view. Meanwhile, Donald Trump tweets it out and it happens. And so he's bitching about Comey, he's bitching about judges. He says this, whether you like corrupt James Comey or not, and I can't imagine too many people liking him, he lied. And we will get into the facts of whether the thing they're saying was a lie actually was. But anyway, he was just assigned a crooked Joe Biden appointed judge, so he's off to a very good start, basically saying that if and when Comey gets off on these corrupt charges, it won't be because Comey wasn't a criminal. It's just because Joe Biden was allowed to appoint judges. See, when Joe Biden appoints judges, that's corrupt, but not when Trump does it, I guess. There's a lot of like loops that you need to twist yourself into to follow Donald Trump on a daily basis. But he's trying to like work the refs, work the jury. James Comey is a dirty cop. Make America great again. James Comey hasn't been anything in like 5 years. He's off posting on Instagram. That's the most that he can do right now. But they're acting as if it's the most important thing facing America because they're desperate for distraction. Pam Bondi, personal lawyer to Donald Trump previously and still, says no one is above the law, she says, knowing that Donald Trump in fact is. Today's indictment reflects this Department of Justice's commitment to holding those who abuse positions of power accountable for misleading the American people. She says misleadingly, we will follow the facts in this case. See, the facts are that they already looked into this because Donald Trump wanted to indict Comey. And the guy looking into it was like, sorry, man, there's nothing. We can't do this. So they fired that guy and then put a loyalist in charge to go forward with the indictment. Pam Bondi, of course, has to pretend that none of that is true because she is one of those people in a position of government authority misleading the American public. And so what are the charges? Comey was indicted on 1 count of making a false statement and 1 count of obstruction of a congressional proceeding in connection with his testimony before a Senate committee in September 2020. He could face up to 5 years in prison if connected. Both of these charges are related to him talking about the FBI's Arctic haze leak investigation related to classified information that ended up in 4 different newspaper articles. See, they take the leak of classified information very seriously under the Trump administration. Not the theft of classified documents. Don't even talk about that. It's not a big deal. No, don't even worry about it. Here's the thing though. So he was asked by Cruz, I believe, I think we have that graphic, about whether he had authorized this leak. And he said that he didn't. So the right is like, aha, I got you, okay? Because he did authorize that leak. But the person who leaked it said that he told Comey about the leak after he leaked it. It was not authorized. So Comey was not lying when he said that he didn't authorize it. He was only told about it after it actually happened. So I feel, Brett, like this is kind of an open shut thing. I don't know what the point, like Pam Bondi can't think that they're gonna get him. Trump is deluded and dementia ridden enough to potentially think that. But is this just supposed to soak up a couple of months of Fox News headlines? What?
John, I think most Americans couldn't sleep at night after this whole Arctic haze incident, which everybody knows so much about. Everybody is probably
I have never heard of that
remember
before.
when the Arctic haze hit the eastern seaboard? And we all were so much less safe than we were before. This is what's amazing about whatever the hell's happening here. It is very obvious that Donald Trump hates James Comey. I genuinely don't know why, because it could be said that other than the lack of riz of Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton, the main reason that Donald Trump was ever president in the first place was James Comey, who said, walking floppy dildo that he is, he's just like, I'm investigating Hillary Clinton 5 minutes before the election.
Yes.
And not even that. Not like Comey should be a father figure / God to Donald Trump. But he's such a petty little wanker. And that he is fixated on this for so long, which is just, I can't see how that's good for America.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and also it's like they're calling him a liar for lying to Ted Cruz. Shouldn't that cancel out?
Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, if you told me that Ashley produced the story, if you told me that producer Ashley had just added in the thing about Arctic haze and she just made it up, I wouldn't know the difference. I follow the news every day. I was following the news in 2020. I report it every day. I've literally never heard that. Arctic haze, it sounds like an albino porn star to me. Like it does. That was not a significant scandal. Who the hell cares?
It sounds like my what is it? My X Games snowboarding video game character. When I go snowboarding, my name is Arctic Suede. Like Brett is a horrible snowboarder, but Arctic Suede is what I have to convince myself I am, so I get good at snowboarding.
Oh my God, I need that for golf. That could be really helpful. I need a cool golf alter ego. Okay, the person who comes up with the best one, maybe we'll get a Blue Ribbon gift card.